As y'all know, I've been in the profession a good many years. Actually, it's been a little over 40 years that I became in the medical profession. I started out as a surgical tech at St. Vincent's many years ago. Graduated from FCCJ with surgical technology, and that's where I started at St. Vincent's. And they took me under their wing. I was a little 20-year-old young person trying to fit into a huge place. It was a little overwhelming at first, but as Judy mentioned, I started off as in ophthalmology, and that's where I seemed to fit in for quite a while. And then I kind of ventured on out to progress into ENT. I loved cranes. I loved getting into the bigger stuff, and then found my home with orthopedics. And that's pretty much where I've been most of my time, is there. I've enjoyed learning all the aspects of all the different surgeries. One of the things I do remember, first and foremost, working there, there were so many things that have progressed over the years. I used to go in early in the morning and I would get this OR surgical scrub dress, and it went to my ankles. So I'd go find some masking tape, hem up my dress so it would almost fit a little bit higher so I wouldn't stumble over it. And that's what we wore in the OR. I guess it's what I want to say is, what does it really mean to be a nurse? One of the main things about being a nurse is the responsibilities that you find yourself. It means also treating your colleagues with your respect, kindness, dignity, and foremost your compassion. Nursing is my passion. One of the other inspirations that I've had over the years is I had to live up to my mom being a nurse. And that was a hard one to follow, because everything she did, she looked at me and says, "Can you compete with me?" Okay, I would have to compete with her. And I would try to top her, but never quite did. And then lo and behold, my daughter becomes a nurse too. So now I've got two of them in my family. But we work together, and we get to share good stories most of the time. Finally, what I do know is, if you are a nurse, you should wear the title with pride. Not many people are capable of doing what you do, and even fewer are capable of what you do with the charisma and passion you do it with. The impact you make on your patient's life, however brief it may be, is something that they will always remember in you. They will always remember that special touch, that special care that you did for them. And sometimes it's been said that nobody appreciates a nurse until they need one, and then they will. And at times, I know we feel unappreciated, we feel overworked, we're tired, but we're always there. If anyone needs us, we are that nurse that comes up, and we are always there. There were 3 doctors walking down the beach. I don't know why they were there, but they were there. And they spotted this lamp in the sand, so they picked it up. And of course, one of them wants to rub it, so they do. Out pops a genie, and he says, "Okay, I will grant each one of you a wish." So the first doctor was an orthopedic doctor, and he smiled and he says, "Make me 25% smarter than these guys." So the genie looks at him, nods his head, "Your wish has been granted." Then the next one was a cardiac doctor. He says, laughs and chuckles and says, "Make me 50% smarter than these guys." And the genie says, "Okay, your wishes my command." The last doctor was a medical generalist, and he was smirking, and he says, "All right, I want y'all to make me 100% smarter than all these guys." The genie says, "Okay, your wish is my command. You're a nurse."